Good evening to one and all. This evening I'm going to do a video of St. John Parish Church. Starting from here in Clifton Hall, St. John. This road here will lead back to Martins Bay, by the Church View, St. John, and then back to Martins Bay, Foster Hall, Newcastle, Glenburnie, and that side of St. John. This part of St. John is where most of the white people originated from. So I'm going to do a video of St. John Parish Church from a different angle today. So this is where by the Clifton Hall, Martins Bay, and Glenburnie and St. Margaret's Church. This left turn here will take you back to Sherborne, via Malvern and Venture in St. John, and back to Clareberry, that part of St. John, and Hackerton Cliff, and so on. And back to Edge Cliff. All in St. John, this road will lead you back to Edge Cliff, Hackerton's Cliff, and back to Sherborne and Venture and Villanova and Mount Table, Church. So I will now make my way to St. John Parish Church. This way, this road will lead you back to Gall Hill, St. John. Back up this way, as well as Paris Hill. Back up this way. And this way back up to St. John Parish Church, where the Glebe St. John Parish Church, which overlooks the East Coast. So again, St. John, as I said before, St. John is the parish in which most of the white Barbadian population originated from. The white Barbadian population originated here in the parish of St. John. They came down from England, Scotland and Ireland as indentured servants back in the mid-17th century. They were placed at Martins Bay and some at Hackerton Cliff. way back to Clifton Hall and Martins Bay. Yeah. So the most noted white Barbadians who originated from St. John would be Professor Henry Fraser, who was a lecturer at university and he was a heart surgeon. Also, Sir Kiffin Simpson, the guy who owns Simpson Motors here in Barbados. He is also a white Barbadian. Simpson Motors is the agent for Suzuki vehicles in Barbados. And they also specialize in Isuzu, Chevrolet, Mitsubishi, and now Subaru vehicles. They were once into Skoda as well. So Simpson Motors, and he owns the Sol gas stations in Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean. Well, Sir Kiffin Simpson is from St. John, as well as the Goddards, who own the Goddard Group of companies. Goddard Group of companies such as Courtesy Garage and others. Courtesy is the agents for Nissan vehicles in Barbados. They are also from St. John as well. And there is also Sir Charles Offney Williams, which we in Barbados refer to as Cow Williams, C-O-W, because of his initials, but he is from St. John as well. He and his brother Ralph Busy Williams are two well-known entrepreneurs here in Barbados. But Sir Charles Offney Williams, aka Cow, passed away in 2022, but his brother Ralph Busy Williams is still alive. He still has children to carry on the business for him. So they are all white Barbadians who are from the parish of St. John. All St. John Parish Church, a Gothic church. So I will go into the church shortly. So this is St. John Parish Church, first erected in 1645, destroyed by fire and rebuilt in 1676. Destroyed by hurricane and rededicated in 1836. So again, I'm back at this beautiful church once again, here to the east of the island. So I will start with inside the church now. Inside of the St. John's Parish Church. Hi, all right. Hi. And this is the altar, the lovely altar, and the reredos in the background. And you can see the light in the background with Shekinah fire. This light represents Shekinah fire. So most Anglican churches have this light burning above the altar. This is the choir stalls here where the choir sits. And these plaques here are all in memory of the past rectors of St. John Parish Church. Here is a memoriam of Reverend William Leslie, first rector of St. John from 1653 to 1676, grandson of 5th Laird of King Craigie, and great-great-grandson by his grandmother of John Leslie, 8th Baron of Balquin. In memory of Alvin E. Simmons, rector of St. John from 1951 to 1962. If he was a diligent priest. In memory of Dudley Moore, rector of St. John, rector of this parish, St. John Parish, from 1943 to 1950. Canon and Rural Dean, a faithful and wise servant. Evan McGregor Seeley, from 1879 to 1904, rector of St. John Parish Church. I can't really see what that plaque says. It's the golden one to the top. But this one here says, in memory of Charles G. Clark Hunt, rector of this parish from 1904 to 1925, canon and rural dean. The Lord knoweth the Lord knoweth them that are his. Clement Culpin, rector of this parish from 1928 to 1943. He served the Lord with gladness. So you can see the beautiful pipe organ in the back, which is in the Western Gallery. This is the new Johannes organ that came down in that would have to be this year. In summer of this year, they had an organ recital in September, at the ending of September, to dedicate the new Johannes organ here. This is the pulpit that is made out of 6 different types of wood: mahogany, cedar, and I think it's 3 that I know of: mahogany, cedar, and pine. So tourists pay a pilgrimage to this church daily. In memory of Henry Francis, son of H.F. and M.L. Hart, who died in the USA on the 6th of October 1961 at the age of 87 years. In memoriam of Francis Hart, Henry Francis Hart of Ashford Estate in the same parish, for many years parochial treasurer of St. John, died the 16th of July 1916 at the age of 75, and Mary Lucretia Hart, wife of the above, died on January 29, 1920 at the age of 78. In memory of Carlton Haynes, born at Newcastle in St. John, Barbados, on the 7th of February 1858, and died at Woodlands, Hampshire, England on the 20th of November 1945, and his wife Helen Georgina Haynes, born in South Africa on the 30th of June 1860, and died the 9th of October in London in 1958. This is the plaque in memory of the Haynes family, who came from Worcester, England, back in the 1700s, and they were planter class. They owned plantations in St. John, and they are the ones who helped to rebuild St. John Parish Church, and they are also the ones who built the Mount Tabor Moravian Church, which is also in this parish, St. John, and the St. Margaret's Church was named after Margaret Ann Haynes, the second name in the list, born the 5th of July 1828 and died the 14th of February 1917. Margaret Ann Haynes. St. Margaret's Church in St. John, which is the sister church of St. John Parish Church, is named after her. Robert Stewart Fraser, in memory of Robert Stewart Fraser and his wife Lorraine Mitchinson Fraser. They were the parents of Professor Henry Fraser, who was a lecturer at university and a heart surgeon at the hospital. So, Robert Stewart Fraser was born the 15th of October 1903 and died the 6th of April 1993. Parochial treasurer of this parish from 1944 to 1959, and his wife Lorraine Mitchinson Fraser, born the 17th of July 1911 and then the 26th of October 1994, postmistress of this parish from 1941 to 1960. To love is to serve. They are the parents of Professor Henry Fraser. And these pews here, years ago, they used to have pew rent, where persons would rent a pew back in the days when there was color, racial prejudice, and color. Um, Back in the days, you can still see the this thing here, which had the names of the people who paid rent for these seats, and the colored people couldn't sit in these seats either. So you can see the beautiful organ loft here in St. John, where it is said that Ferdinando Paleologus was buried under the organ loft. He is now buried on the outside, upright. The pipes for the organ. All the St. John Parish Church, the statue of Madonna and Child. And this is the beautiful marble fountain, baptismal font. Under our feet are some burial vaults as well. People are laid to rest here. This is the statue of Madonna and Child. So, taxis bring tourists here to pay their annual pilgrimage, and visits to St. John Parish Church. So this is outside of the church now. This is the beautiful picturesque East Coast down below here. So St. John is on the eastern side of the island. So St. John is a rural parish. I'm in the countryside right now. St. John Parish Church sits on a cliff known as Hackerton Cliff. This is a part of Hackerton Cliff. This is overlooking the East Coast. From this churchyard, you can get a good view of the entire East Coast from northeast to southeast. All the East Coast. This is church view down here, which is just below Clifton Hall, and you can see the East Coast. We can mostly see into St. Joseph and St. Andrew from here, which is the Scotland District parishes. St. Joseph and St. Andrew. You can see St. Margaret's Church down the hill, St. Margaret's Church here at Newcastle, St. John. And you can see Bathsheba. You can see Glenburnie, a bit of Martins Bay, Glenburnie, Foster Hall, Bathsheba, Soup Bowl, and Catawash, all in St. Joseph. Martins Bay and Glenburnie is in St. John. On the East Coast, you can see it here. And then across here will be Tent Bay, Bathsheba, and Catawash in St. Joseph. And then across the Barclays Park Beach in St. Andrew. You can see the hills of Chalky Mount here in St. Andrew. So over here is the Scotland District. Scotland District comprises of St. Joseph and St. Andrew. They are referred to as the Scotland District because of their resemblance to the Scotland countryside. And there are the parishes in Barbados that carry the most hills as well. The family burying place of Joseph Briggs Mears, a native of this island for more than 40 years, a resident in the British colony of Guyana. I am to be gathered unto my people, bury me with my fathers. So again, I'm a part of the Mears family. My mother is a Mears, and she is from St. Joseph. The Mears family, most of the Mears family originated in Barbados, originated in St. Joseph and St. John. So my mother is a Mears, her father was a Mears. So my mother My last aunt and two uncles are Mearses. But my first two aunts are Levines because their mother is a Levine. My grandmother was a Levine before she married her Mears, and they were born in St. Thomas in Carrington's village, just behind the bridge behind Rashmahal Gully. But the other four children, which should be my mother, my last aunt, which should be my third aunt, and my two uncles were born in Branchbury in St. Joseph. Samuel Lewis Mears. It was originally Myers, but then they put the A in it to call it Mears. Samuel Lewis Mears, born 1834 and died in 1922. By grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It's, it is the gift of God. Ephesians 11 verse 8. Erected by his children. So Samuel Lewis Mears was originally from England as well. Back onto the East Coast again. So you can see St. John Parish, which is supported by some lovely buttresses. So as I said before, nobody is laid to rest in this churchyard anymore. It makes it a historic churchyard, and it is only mostly planter class people are laid to rest here. So this is the beautiful Gothic St. John Parish Church again. In memory of Ivy Branch Bradshaw, née McConney, who died the 30th of August 1974 at the age of 91, and her daughter Iris Branch Bannaky, Silver Crown of Mary, who died the 2nd of September 1988 at the age of 73. Iris Branch Bannaky was the founder of Andromeda Gardens in St. Joseph, also in this parish. Andromeda Gardens is just atop Bathsheba, which is also on the East Coast. On the hill coming from Bathsheba, Andromeda Botanical Gardens. Iris Branch Bannaky was a horticulturist. I think she was a Guyanese, born a Portuguese Guyanese. She was a Bailey. She was married to a Bailey for some time, who was the founder of Harry Bailey Observatory, which is in Clapham, St. Michael. She later married to a Bannaky from Scotland, hence the name Iris Bannaky. This is the grave of the Black Planter class family. So this is the colored tomb here in St. John's Churchyard. The Skinner and Chase family. The grave of Ethan Gollop from born 1905 and died in 1996. He was the grandfather of Ralph Thorne, who is the current leader of the opposition here in Barbados. Ralph Thorne, grandfather. He was also the grandfather of Sir Fred Gollop as well. And in loving memory of Mr. Steve Gill, husband of Marie Gill, from 1903 to born 1903 and died in 1993. Rest in peace. Bernard Leslie Barrow, who died the 23rd of April 1962 at 88 years. Rest in peace. Ambrosine Barrow, who was born in 1880 and died in 1942. And daughter Ada C. Bridgman, born in 1947 and died in 1990. In memory of Charles Miller Austin of Malvern Plantation. He was a black planter class. He bought Malvern Plantation in St. John. He was born the 26th of May 1857 and died the 11th of August 1942. He was the grandfather of Sahara Bernard St. John, better referred to as Bree St. John, who was the Prime Minister, the third Prime Minister of Barbados, who succeeded Tom Adams. He served briefly as Prime Minister from 1985 March until He lost the election in 1986 and regained it to Ira Barrow. Ira Barrow was also a member of parliament for St. John from the 60s until his death in 1987. Ira Barrow is a national hero. He was the father of independence. He's the one who led us into independence on the night of the 30th of November, 1966. Independence Day is coming up this Saturday. In loving memory of Henry Noel St. John, who would have been the father of, he would have been the son of, he would have been the son of Henry Miller Austin here, Charles Miller Austin, sorry. Henry Noel St. John, died the 17th of December, born the 17th of December 1924 and died the 23rd of November 1966. So that means he would have died a few days before we gained independence. St. John Parish Church. And this is the view of the East Coast. Here, St. John, St. Joseph, and St. Andrew, all the eastern parishes on the island. The grave of Ferdinando Paleologus, which I said before was buried right in under the organ loft. He's now buried right up here. Here lieth the body of Ferdinando Paleologus, descended from the emperor line of the last Christian emperors of Greece. Church warden of this parish from 1655 to 1656. Vestryman 20 years. He died the 3rd of October 1678. This is the Haynes family. Richard, the Honorable Richard Haynes of Easy Hall Plantation, eldest son of Honorable J.A. Haynes of Newcastle Plantation, who died the 8th of May 1937 at the age of 81. And in loving memory of Mary Howell Haynes of Newcastle Plantation, St. John, who died the 22nd of July 1957 at the age of 97. She was the last of her family to be alive. And in the grave here of Thomas Henry Seeley, also buried upright, Thomas Henry Seeley, son of Sir John Seeley and Isabella Seeley, born the 40th of January 1845 and died the 20th of June 1904, erected by his son Charles W. M. Seeley. So as I said before, in this cemetery you will come across the graves of a lot of planter class who own plantations in St. John. So people that get buried here now, more St. John people now will have to get buried at the cemetery, which is just 14 meters away from the church. I think that is also belonging to the church. Agnes Mary Seeley, aka Polly, born 1874 on the 14th of April and died the 6th of January 1966. And Aunt Isabel Seeley, born the 6th of September 1868 and died the 14th of June 1957. The Haynes family, who were all the planter class of this church of St. John. As I said before, they came from Worcester, England. This is the Taylor tomb here. This is the sundial here. And over here you're overlooking Pothouse Village in St. John. And you are looking southeasterly where we can see Bath Beach. And we can see all across the Bath Beach is in St. John on the east coast as well. And then southeasterly towards Concept Bay, which is also a fishing village in St. John. Concept Bay is where the jetty is. So the train that used to run from Bridgetown to Belplain and St. Andrew between 1873 and 1937, used to run through Concept Bay, from Concept Bay in St. John to Belplain and St. Andrew, all along the east coast. Along the way you can still find a few pieces of the train tracks. The trains finished just before the riots in 1937. You can see across the St. Philip. This is southeast St. Philip. So the last grave I will touch for this video is the grave of our 6th Prime Minister, David Thompson, who was the Member of Parliament for St. John for 23 years, 1987 to 2010. David Thompson was the Prime Minister. He served briefly as well. He was born in England on the 25th of December 1961 and died in Barbados on the 23rd of October 23rd, 2010, which is my birthday. He died on my birthday. When I woke up to the news that Saturday morning to hear that David Thompson had passed away. David Thompson was born to Barbadian parents, white mother and black father, both Barbadians, and he was educated at St. Gabriel's Primary School, and then later we went on to the Combermere Secondary School. Combermere Secondary School is where Rihanna received her secondary education. Rihanna's father is also from St. John. International pop star Rihanna's father is also from St. John. My first brother received his secondary education at Combermere. Rihanna also received her secondary education at Combermere. David Thompson went on to be the Member of Parliament. He succeeded Errol Barrow as the Member of Parliament for St. John, Pothouse Village, and all the southeastern coastline here. And this is the grave of Trevor Delisle Davis, who was born the 6th of August 1931 and died the 14th of July 1973. For those of you who don't know, Trevor Delisle Davis is where Traverse Way in town by the port, going on by the harbour, is named after Trevor Delisle Davis. Traverse Way is named after him. Trevor Delisle Davis lost his life in a motor vehicle accident at the Four Cross in Bordett Hall, which is in Christchurch, St. George, between St. George and Christchurch. Where there is a roundabout now, that roundabout claimed many lives. That Four Cross claimed many lives over the years. Now it is a roundabout now. And I will stop here with the Tree of Life. Thanks for watching and have a blessed evening. Stay tuned for more videos of Barbados. Enjoy, have a good evening.